And hello, everybody.
Hey, y'all. Welcome in.
Good to see everybody tonight. Hopefully, everybody gets the notification and comes on in. I know
Hope everybody's having a wonderful day.
It's been like, 2 weeks since we've done a live? It's been a long time. It feels like it's been a long time. And hopefully, everybody's doing good. We'll give people a few minutes.
Hope everybody's surviving that heat.
Yeah. It's actually not been too bad the last few days. It's hot, but it's not 115 degrees.
I'm glad it wasn't as hot yesterday as it been because that weather we's having knocked out our power.
Yep, sure did. It didn't come back on for 4 hours, 5 hours.
So we took a walk.
Mm-hmm. Didn't have nothing else to do, so. Got a pretty cool show coming up tonight whenever everybody comes in. We're starting the new book.
We're going to switch back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But today we decided to...
We're taking the topic from the BuzzFeed Unsolved Naturals. 101 True Tales of Hauntings, Demons, and the Paranormal. We chose a topic, and I'm going to read you what the book says, and then I'm going to dig into the history and give you some of the historical facts behind it and see if they match up. So it's going to be interesting. And just go from there, I guess. Like I said, we got to give everybody a few minutes to come in. And has been a while since we've been live. So probably in a soul think we're even going live. But
we're here. Y'all can, they can catch it later.
Yeah.
If they get notified. Some people I haven't been getting notified, but that's YouTube fault.
Yeah. Seems like if you don't watch the channel as much, it don't notify you.
Hey Ace, welcome in.
Hey Ace, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like I said, tonight's story is going to be very interesting. We've never really, we've done vampire story once, but this one's kind of getting into real American based, just old kind of crazy 1700s witchy type stuff when somebody was taking a plant that they knew from Native American medicine healing sickness and they called them a witch. It's that kind of thing going on. So we'll delve deep into the history. We're gonna, like I said, we're going to read what this has to say first, and then we'll see what the history side of it is to match up with it. So it's going to be interesting.
Here's a question. Do y'all believe in vampires?
I don't know. To me, it's just...
Well, we believe in all the other legends.
I don't know if I do or don't. It's kind of... I'm sure that there is vampires, as far as the people that do the weird stuff like drinking blood. But as far as the dead coming back to life and living off the blood and being sentenced in the daylight, I don't know about all that. But
there's always people does bathe in the blood that are named up like vampires and all that.
Yeah. So
who knows?
Yeah, who knows? And of course I'm gonna play the spirit talker and let that go a minute while we let Miss Thing behind us, her and her pretty flower, go.
Yeah, it's scary. Mm-hmm. People can be scary at what they do.
Yeah. Yes.
Conflict.
That one says conflict. Yeah, they do have a conflict. But to me, this was interesting. I'm glad Autumn picked the book up and was just flipping through it and chose this particular subject. And like, hey, why not? Especially the history side of it really kind of is like, But it's going to be interesting anyway. I got a couple of strange things that I want to just kind of throw out there just to see what y'all think about them. This one, I'm actually going to do a story on it on my channel, not this week.
I had an accident.
You had an accident, but next week I'm going to do a dive into the history of this one. But back in the late 90s, there was a show called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. And they do stories. Some of them are made up, but some of them are based on history. And I've been kind of watching that, and nothing's on TV. I've been kind of watching that. And this one,
I was accused.
You was accused. This one story came up. And I was like, there's no way in this world that is ever alive, real. And it was fact. And I looked it up, and there is a whole story on it. But what it is it's a psychic that was born in the 20s. Has a question.
What's your question?
It was a psychic born in the 1920s who I think they only lived for like 30 years and died of a heart attack. But they were accredited with finding all kinds of different, people would ask questions. Of course, they were wrong a couple of times, but they were right a lot. They even was able to determine before it happened, when Muhammad Ali fought somebody else, who would win, and the person won. And the story that kind of got me hooked was a man and a woman separated, and the lady kept her 4-year-old son. Well, during the daytime, he would just go out wandering around close to the house, in the woods, because he was kind of taking a divorce hard, and he just wanted to be off by himself. And well, one night he did not come home, and for like a month, people was searching. They had all kind of dogs and volunteers and helicopters, everything that you could have back in the 70s, looking for this child, and they just could not come up with it. Well, a reporter from the local area was watching a TV broadcast, and the psychic was on it. And he said, well, maybe there's a possibility that this psychic can help.
Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Hey, Mike, welcome.
So he went to the psychic and asked the question, where is this little boy? And the psychic said, Field and Manor Water Wheel. And he would be there. And he's like, but there's no place near where he's at, or where he lived at by that name. But he said, wait, there is connected to the property an old water. It's called the Field and Water Mining Company pit. They went down there, and sure enough, the boy had fell into a water pit and drowned. The psychic had led to that location of the boy. Hello, Jenna Petty. It's so good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome. And then, again, somebody had saw, hey, they found that boy.
Yes, I did.
It said, yes, I did. Did you hear that? Yes, I did. That's cool. The person said, well, wow, hey, they found their kids that's missing. Well, my 2 kids are missing. A lady and her husband had took their 2 young children fishing and camping. Well, they had turned their back, and the kids were gone. They dredged the lake. They searched the lake. They looked at the river. They done everything they could do to find these kids. Thank you for visiting. It says, thank you for visiting. Done everything they could do to find these kids, but they just couldn't. So the family went to the psychic and said, hey, where are my kids? And they're like, they're on the banks of the river. Keep looking. And sure enough, searchers found the 2 children frozen to death. It was during the wintertime. And
Go fuck yourself.
Oh. Why did it say that? I never heard that on here before.
The spirit that says that, please go. You're not allowed back here.
Not saying words like that. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. Hung.
You go on.
But Lord have mercy.
Sorry. Sorry about that, y'all.
All right, but
that spirit out now. You're not welcome here.
Now here's hello crossover paranormal.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Welcome in.
I'm glad he wasn't here for that. But now here's the twist. I've been hiding a very important part of this.
Is it what I'm thinking?
Equation,
I thought you
yes.
said it was this.
Yes, I did not tell y'all who or what the psychic is. The psychic the name is Lady Wonder, and it is a horse that was born in 1924 and apparently was born with psychic abilities. And if you can absolutely look it up, or you can wait. Not this coming Saturday, but in 2 Saturdays, I'm going to do a video on this story because it just blew my mind.
That's why he didn't believe it.
And the horse, of course, could not speak. But the owner made a way for this horse to communicate. And it was just a simple board with letters. And it would take its nose and knock over letters. And it would sculpture, and it would tell the answers. And of course it was wrong sometimes, but it was right a lot. So that's very interesting. So it's hard for me to believe too, but apparently there's actual historic evidence behind that. Let's hope.
Go check on him.
Yeah, I will do that. I'll be right back.
Welcome in, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day.
Everything's good.
What's clicking?
I have no idea.
Does it make a ding when you...
No,
The
it's
little girl likes you.
the little girl likes you. It's my phone.
Okay.
All right. So that is the strangest thing I've ever seen, I've ever heard, but you'll have to wait. Like I said, 2 weeks, I'll be covering that story, and I can't wait. But now let's get into today's topic. We got a few people in here now. And tonight's topic is on the Vampire of Chestnut Hill Baptist Church Cemetery in Exeter, Rhode Island. I'm going to read what the book says, and then we'll get into what, there's history that backs this up. So the book reads, again, in case y'all didn't know, this is one more time, the BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural 101 Tales of Appalachia, Hauntings, Demons, and the Paranormal. So the book reads, when New Englanders weren't hanging witches, they were busy removing hearts from corpses. They believed this would stop the amalgamation of evil we now call vampires, who were blamed for all kinds of bad news, from the bubonic plague to simple goiters. Hello, Scar. Hello, Daryl. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Good to see you.
Welcome in. Thank you for coming.
It says, during the 18th and 19th centuries in the new colonies, vampires took the rap for consumption. And I'll tell y'all what that is in the history part. A wasting disease that leeches its victims of life through a hacking and bloody cough and fever. It was so terrible and terrifying. For those who didn't know what tuberculosis was, could only contribute to supernatural causes. On a bitter cold winter's day in 1892, 19-year-old Mercy Lena Brown, she succumbed to the disease. Her mother and sister had died of the same disease 6 months apart, almost 10 years ago. And her brother Edwin had struggled with it for 5 years. Although the cause of the disease was discovered in 1882 at the end of the century,
All affect the lights.
the word of the discovery had not yet reached small towns like Exeter. So the townsfolk were looking for something on which to latch their frustration and grief. They exhumed the bodies of Mercy's sister Mary Olive, and Mercy herself in March. All that was left of the two Marys were their bones, but Mercy's corpse was preserved well. Overlooking the fact that the former two had died 10 years apart, and Mercy's body
Candles.
was essentially frozen since January, they decided that Mercy was a vampire who, if not stopped, would bring Edwin down to the home stretch to his death. They removed Mercy's heart and liver, which still had clotted blood, another thing against her. They burned her organs to ash, then sprinkled it into Edwin's tea, making an elixir to ward her off.
No, I didn't.
Did you hear that? No, I didn't. Then they reburied her body
Devil.
in the family plot next to her mother and sister.
Welcome in.
Despite the ritual, Edward would die a couple months later. Welcome in there, Andy. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Welcome,
Hope you're having a
welcome.
wonderful day.
All right.
And we do have a
Yes.
candle up here burning.
Yeah, it's right there.
And
They
it's
can
got-
see it's just right beside your
And
shoulder.
it's got three, they might think it's more than one because it has three, whatever you call them.
Many visitors to the Chestnut Baptist Church Cemetery have seen an apparition of woman wandering the grounds, sometime wearing dirty or torn clothing.
I can make it cold.
Someone
Okay,
who
make it
stand at her will attend her grave or pushed violently away, while those who pray smell the fragrance of roses. Many pay homage to the teenage girl / vampire, leaving plastic fangs and other occult doodads.
And here's a picture of her grave if you can.
Yeah, that's good. You got it. That's a good one. And thank you so much for sharing out, everybody. We appreciate
Yes,
that.
thank you.
Both of y'all, we appreciate that. So that's strange altogether, but let's read what the history side of this is. It says, the Brown family and tuberculosis. In the late 19th century, the Brown family suffered a series of deaths from tuberculosis, which is known as consumption, as we found out in this book. The disease was poorly understood at the time, leading to widespread fear and superstition. As family members continued to die, some residents began to believe that one of the deceased was returning from the grave to feed on the living, thus causing the illness.
Sentient.
Mercy Brown, a 19-year-old girl, died of succumsion January 1892. Her body was placed in a receiving crypt due to the frozen ground. Driven by fear and superstition, a group of residents, including the local doctor, exhumed the bodies of the Brown family members in March of that year. While her mother and sister's body showed the expected signs of decomposition, Mercy's body was remarkably well preserved. She lacked decay, and the presence of blood in her heart and liver were seen as evidence that she was still alive. Although, again, it being January, it's cold out and her body is above ground, so it's frozen. I mean, it's like a steak in the freezer when you thaw it out. It's just like, Now it says the ritual. Believing Mercy to be the vampire, her heart and liver were removed, burned to ashes, mixed with water, and then consumed by Edwin.
Mm-hmm.
In a desperate attempt to save his life. Of course, the ritual did not save his life, and he died 2 months later. Her desecrated body was then buried in the Chestnut Hill Baptist Church Cemetery. The incident is considered the last recorded incidents of a vampire-related exhumation in Rhode Island. It says her story has gained national attention and is believed to have influenced Bram Stoker's novel Dracula and H.P. Lovecraft's The Stunned House. Her grave is a popular destination for visitors interested in folklore and superstition. So,
what is your favorite spot you have investigated?
Then it had to thaw. That's right. Yeah, it had to thaw out. And this one's always going to be the easiest to answer. That's Octagon Hall by far. That'll never change.
It's calling us back. We just got to get up there.
The Octagon Hall is by far the most interesting place that we've ever investigated.
Our biggest,
best, funnest, just all around. I love that place. But
what do y'all believe in vampires?
I
think that in this case,
that's the girl.
Oh, you got a picture of her? Mm-hmm. In this case, I think it just the illness.
Yeah, I mean that's all it was.
Yes.
And like a lot of things way back in those times, disease and things were misunderstood. Welcome in, Randy. Good to see you, brother. In. Hopefully everything's going good with you. Welcome.
Having a wonderful day.
But like I said, disease and things was misunderstood, and even, the Saved by the Bell.
You are harmonious.
You are harmonious. She said, I think it's always been right. I think it has too. Beth Abrams Cemetery in Pittsburgh. I like to go back to Pennsylvania. We have read
a lot of crazy stuff about people trying to be vampires and Dracula, and there was I can't remember her name. It was one of the person that was trying to be, that was one of the three that could have been Bloody Mary that bathed in the blood of the young girls. Oh, that was the
Queen of England or something, whatever.
No, that was
Queen Mary or something like that.
Well, there's something else, because that was Queen Mary, the one that had she lost her baby, but I don't remember which one. But I'll have to reread that one.
But a lot of
there's a lot of crazy stuff out there.
back in those days, doctors were so prone to bury people that were just in a coma. They'd bury them, and then they took the bell and buried the string to their hand and had a bell on their grave, and then of course they had the night watchman if they heard the bell ring. Sometimes those ones that were buried alive, they thought they were vampires because y'all were dead and here you are coming alive, even though they were never dead to begin with. So it's always so strange. And
there's a lot of strange things out there in the world,
and it makes you wonder, is Mercy Brown walking that graveyard because she's so upset because her body was literally defiled because they took her heart and her liver and fed it to her poor brother? I wouldn't know what to do. Can you imagine being laying there dying of tuberculosis and end up finding out that you're drinking your
there's one where they found, I read one where they found she was frozen. They thawed her out, or what she's thawed out, but she was turned slightly, and that's why they thought. But they said they thought she rolled over all of, but they probably, when they moved her in there in her coffin, bumped it and she shifted, but maybe she wasn't really dead yet.
Yeah, and
so she's mad at that.
I just looked back and saw we made some additions to the wall lately. Sasquatch, and then there's a sign that says "Gone Squatching" right above the psych ward. I seen that. I was like, I got to show y'all that. But things were so weird back then. Just things misunderstood, and folklore was.
I did.
Edge.
That's awesome. You don't know what you see out there, any wildlife.
People believed in folklore more than they did, like they do now, And, oh, Lord, just the simplest thing, But I couldn't imagine one of my friends, if he sees a black cat, he'll turn around and drive 100 miles out of the way just to not cross its path. You imagine what it would be like back then to see a
what, black cat?
A black cat or anything like that, and people just turn around and just be like, nope. I bet they were doing all kind of weird stuff.
You were powerful.
So, and I the witch thing, if you're thrown in a barrel and you floated, you're a witch. That never made sense.
Anybody.
If you could swim, you're a witch, basically. So many strange things, And this one was just like the best example of that too, Nothing there to actually make them think that they were vampires, but because when they went to dig up the bodies, her body was preserved. And of course, today with the modern,
I miss my life.
The modern technology and the way they embalm people, I mean, you could dig up somebody right now and they look like they just passed, and it's been 20 years. So.
Oh no, we still.
No, he's talking about them. They did. They went to Florida, and he joined a Bible college, and then he came back and started paranormal again. I'm so glad they did. They're awesome. That's Andy and Tracy from Pennsylvania. So, really awesome people. So
everybody on here is awesome.
Yeah, a lot of awesome creators. RPI is an awesome investigator. Cops is an awesome investigator.
All of everybody on here, all of our supporters,
Mm-hmm.
all
Yeah.
ghost nerds.
I want to go back to Pennsylvania, but I don't know when the best time would be because I can't. Like the heat up there is so worse than it is here. Oh my God, you can cut the
Well,
humidity.
you
with
didn't
a
like
knife.
winter.
I didn't like winter either. Heck no, snow around.
What are you using?
What are we using? I don't know. A book. But I thought that was a very interesting story, and then being able to actually look up the history and then match the stories together based off the history. And this one, it has different.
There's one of them we might do next time that we pass every day. Not every day, every time we go to Birmingham.
Oh yeah, the Sloss Furnace.
I think there's a fountain over there. I think we can go to.
Oh yeah, well, we can't actually go to it.
Why there's a fountain over there then?
It's in the middle of like a busy intersection. It's not like there's like 5 roads meeting right there, and it's in the middle for decoration. I'm not sure how you.
The roads over there on the other side of the furnace.
But I thought you was talking about the fountain, right?
Over there, but I seen it.
No,
over
it's
there
not.
in the area of the
It's
just for the workers.
the ram head. Are you talking about the one that looks like the devil in the fountain or whatever?
No, I saw a fountain over there by the furnace going by.
I can't remember the name of that fountain, but there is a fountain in Birmingham.
No, it was just when we crossing over the bridge where the furnace is. There's a fountain on the ground on the other side of it.
Oh, okay.
By the water.
Vicky snuck in. I didn't see you.
Hey, Vicky.
Hey, Vicky. Good to see you.
Hope you're having
Welcome
a wonderful
in.
day.
Yeah, he's right. I want to go there so bad to go to North Carolina because they have the clinic, and then they got the bridge, and he's collabing with What's the Deal with Danny.
That's awesome.
Here in Bama. Headed to Gettysburg. That's another place that I would love to go. For us, the closest thing like that is Chickamauga Battlefield. I would love to do that.
We just found a lot of stuff over there.
But there is
Demand.
a demand. I don't even know if that's in this book. Walmart do this like that.
Many soldiers here.
Many soldiers here. I don't know whether there'd be any soldiers here, but
Need help.
Need help? What do you need help with? Are you from the cemetery up the road?
okay, it's called the Storyteller's Fountain. But in the middle of it is what looks to be, let me see if I can't find a better picture than that. It's got what looks to be like a ram, see? And this is in Birmingham. You just see it's like a
roundabout.
I don't know if it's I think it's something you can walk up to because that brick area is fenced in, I think. But it was an art sculpture put up in memory of somebody's what it is. It's Frank Fleming, the 5 Points South Fountain, the Storyteller. But it's really neat. It would be something that I would like to go to in person.
I was hoping
That's a picture of the fountain.
some of these I hope we'd be able to visit sometime.
Dark energy everywhere.
And the thing telling the story looks like almost like the devil. It's weird. He's got like a ram's head.
Maybe one day we'll be able to visit some of these.
Mm-hmm. That's another reason why I bought that book. Give us ideas of places to visit. Sloss Furnace again is in there. So I think I've even done the story on the Storyteller Fountain there in Birmingham. How you get rid of that? There we go. And it would kind of be neat just to go visit it and see what it's about. A lot of cool stuff in Birmingham to do, but you just got to watch where you go, though. Man, we try not to stay. We usually just go to the doctor and get right out of there. We go to the next town for anything else we need because it's so like hustle and bustle of a huge city, you know. But well, hopefully y'all enjoy the story of the vampire and the history behind it and the crazy story of the psychic horse. If you want to listen to that story, you can go back about 5 minutes into the video. We get into that, or on my channel, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, I'm going to be doing the story on that, the history of it. So, and this channel, I don't know. I think we only have one video left to put out. We have not been able to film, guys. That's one thing. This heat is so hot, and Hope cannot take it. She gets so sick now with her sugar and stuff. She cannot take the heat. So
Yeah, I've been wanting to get out, but we
may have to
try to get out when it gets cool at night.
Something so we can get some videos, or have to start doing a different kind of video or something for content. I know that. But
I would say if it's this hot now, August is going to be.
Yeah, August is going to be crazy. So, but if y'all liked this, you know, digging into these topics, there's more than just like vampires. You know, there's hotels, and this thing, it digs into different it does haunted houses, and it gives like, I don't know, 10 different haunted houses, and
there's ghosts.
I wish it was broke up easier where you could find the. And then it does hotels.
Happy 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up soon.
Yeah, it's Friday. And then institutions like Waverly Hills Sanatorium. And then it gets into drinkeries like bars.
I'd like to surprise y'all and be like in a hotel and do the summary and then go to one, but that'd be like.
And then of course there's like boat, like ships like the USS Yorktown, and then lighthouses.
Hi Rose, welcome.
Hey Rose, good to see you. Welcome in. And then it also gets into like haunted grounds, like we just did the cemetery. And then it does, of course, cemeteries.
Well, I just picked the random cemetery since that's what we usually do.
And then towns itself. And of course, the very first thing on the town itself is Savannah, Georgia.
We've been talking about Savannah, Georgia. Maybe it'd be a next year thing, so we could probably find that thing in Savannah, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Like Salem, Massachusetts. That's another one. Just different. This book has so many different topics, but nah, you're good, Dixie. But whenever we get through, Dixie, go back and watch from like 11 minutes in and listen to that story, because that's something I know you'll be interested in. I'm going to do the story, you know, like a history type video, but he really dives deep. He
gave everybody a sneak peek of a story he's going to do on his channel in a few weeks.
Yes. And we're going to dig. I think, like I said, not this Saturday, because this Saturday is actually going to be another photos video. And then the week after will be this other video. But like I said, strange. If y'all are interested in what I'm talking about, after the stream's over, go back 11 minutes in and listen to that. And tell us in the comments what you think. Because that, I'm just like, what myself when I saw the story. But I appreciate you guys coming in tonight. It was good to see y'all for the first time. Seems like 2 weeks. Hopefully it cools off a little bit so we can get some more videos coming. And I think next week we'll pick another topic out of this thing. I don't know what we'll do, but I guess until next week, we'll see you guys later.
Bye, y'all. Thank y'all
Bye,
for coming.
guys. See ya.